Yeah, we'll be here before the night ends. Before the night ends, switch up to the weekends.
So what's up guys, today I'm going to teach you how to edit an Overedit montage. So first we're going to start off by putting the audio in and grabbing our playhead and putting it over where you see the thicker white part of the audio. So this is typically where the beat drop is, so you would want to zoom in, grab your playhead and move it over to where the beat drop happens. So I'm using Black and White by Juice WRLD. You can see it's on the beat drop. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of bass boosting. So we're going to add band 1 in. We're going to drag it down just a tad bit. On band 2, we're going to lift it up just a tad bit. We're going to select the blade tool by pressing B on your keyboard or by clicking on this little blade tool, and we're just going to click on the marker. Then you go back to your mouse or press A on your keyboard. Make sure your first clip is selected. Scroll up and go to semitones and put that to -5. Put the sense to -100. Now we're going to add our build up. Put it down one more. Make sure you line up the clips, and we're going to get our riser sound. We're going to put that right there and just raise the sound up. Not by a lot. We're going to go a little bit more than that. There we go. And what we're going to do is when we have this riser selected, we're going to left click on that and hold control. While holding control, you also left click on the whoosh sound. And what we're going to do is we're going to change the semitones to -5. I'm gonna add the thunder pump in like that. I'm gonna trim it down, let it just like that, and we're also gonna add a little thunder sound effect for the Overedit that we're going to be doing today. Now that we have that in, we're going to now do the speed ramping. We're going to get our clip. I'm going to be using one of my subscribers' clip pack. Link will be in description if you want to use this pack. I really recommend it. So what you got to do is double click on the clip from your media files, and it will be put in over here instead of your timeline. You're going to double click on the clip and you're going to put it to where the clip first starts. My start would be right here, and then we're going to go into this button right here, and you're just going to click that. That marks in where the clip starts, and I'm going to pause it. I'm going to use my arrow keys on my keyboard, and I'm going to mark it to where he gets the kill. So the kill technically counts, at least the way I edit, where I see the number. So once I see the number, I'm going to press M on my keyboard, go back a little bit more, and mark it out. I'm going to drag the clip onto my timeline, line it up. I'm going to right click on the clip, unlink the clip in the audio, just because we can either turn it down or we could just fully delete it. The time ramping is going to mess up the sound effect. That's the reason why we have a thunder pump sound. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into retime controls, and we're going to press this little arrow, and we're going to add a speed point. With our arrows keys, we're going to go 10 times to the right. We're going to press the arrow, and we're going to add a speed point. We're going to put the playhead back over the marker, and we're going to go 15 times to the left. It might not be perfect, however, it's fine. It doesn't really have to be. You're going to press the arrow again, and you're going to add another speed point. You're going to click on the clip, and you put your retime processing onto optical flow. I'm going to zoom this in, change this speed 400, change this speed to 50, change this speed to 50. Grabbing this little line down here, you're going to drag that over so that the middle part is where the marker is, and this is what it should look like.
Yeah, we'll be here before the night ends. Before the night ends, switch up to the weekends.
Very simple. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put our playhead back over. We're going to cut it out. We're going to press Ctrl-C on the back part of the clip, which has all the speed ramping. We're going to go to File, and we're going to create a new file. I'll see you there. Now that we're in our new file, as you can see, I do this a lot. Now that we're in a new file, we're going to press Ctrl-V, and we're going to have the speed ramping in. So what you want to do here is you actually want to export the file just by itself. So we're going to export that right now. Once it's done exporting, you're going to close that out, and you're going to go to RunWayML. This will be also in the description, and you're going to create a new project. Make sure it's green screen. This is an AI program that auto masks your character. You do have to do a little bit of work, however, it is much easier than masking it out on Davinci Resolve. So you're just going to grab your clip, and you're just going to put it in, and it's just going to upload to your RunWayML. By the way, this is on the free version. You do not have to buy an account. So what you're going to do is you're going to drag in that clip and make sure you put it into this spot right here, and you're just going to have this like that. So I like to drag my playhead just a little bit into the clip and click on the character. Add these little markers to cut out my character. As you can see, it cut out the other character with it, so we can get the exclude. Pick up the brush because it's much easier with the brush, and we're just gonna draw out the character. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to crop it out completely. Make sure you include what you want to include. Wait for it to generate the mask. It'll see you when it's done. And when you're done masking, all you have to do is press done masking, export, and export the video. And then export submitted, just click on that and just wait for the video to be done exporting. When it's done exporting, you're simply just going to right click on the clip and press download. Now let's go back into Davinci Resolve, open up our file, and I'll see you then. Now that we have our file in the timeline, we're just going to right click, unlink the clips, and make sure you delete the audio file. On this clip, we're going to right click it, open in Fusion, and press Control Space, and then Delta key. This is going to take away the green background. So we're going to go to the background color over here. We're going to left click and hold left click and grab that little pen and put it over the green. Now the green is completely gone from the clip. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a free preset almost. It's almost like a plugin, but not exactly. So that would be linked in the description. It will also be linked with a video on how to install it into Davinci Resolve. So press Control Space again and put Pro, and then it will be Proto V2 effect. For this, we're gonna, if it doesn't spawn right in, just grab the node, press Shift, and drag it into the timeline, into the line thingy, effects, whatever it's called. Make sure the Proto V2 effect is selected. And we're gonna go to user, and we have a bunch of different presets that we can put it as. So the one I'm gonna be using is plasma. We're gonna go back to controls. We're gonna scroll all the way down and go to the blue, make it so that it's a little bit on the darker side. This is just where you can change the color, change the vibrance, change the anything you really want. I'm just gonna mess around with the settings and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, and this is my settings if you want to copy them. Kind of really annoying if you want to copy them, but yeah, that's essentially what it is. Not too bad, and that's pretty much what that is. There we go, as you can see. Now we're gonna click on the bottom clip and make the opacity lower just so that it really focuses in on the player. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add our overlay now, which is going to be our lightning. Same like the last one, we're going to unlink the clips, deselect the clips, and then just delete the audio. We're going to grab our playhead to where the start of the lightning starts, trim that down, and go towards the end of the lightning, which would be right here. I'm gonna delete that. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna right click and open retime controls, and as you can see, it doesn't last the whole length. So unless you wanted to make it so that it starts over here, so that it starts just like that, you can do it like that, or you could start it at the start of the slow-mo. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go and grab this little line right here with your mouse, and you'll have these two arrows, and you're just going to drag that aligns up with the clip. And now what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that clip is still selected, go to the composite mode and put that to add, and as you can see, it's already added in just like that. However, the position is off, so we're going to make sure that the clip is still selected and make sure that the position is right there. You can make it so that it's like that or like this, so it shocks down from the sky and shocks the player. Now we can add a little bit of effects, and I will be back with my effects. So the effects are quite simple. It's just a directional blur and just a camera shake. So here we have the camera shake. You want to match my camera shake. There it is right there. Kind of simple. Our prism blur starts over here. We're going to add keyframe right there. And by like the end, we're just going to put that to 0. Now we're going to go to the directional blur. Directional blur, it doesn't really have to change. Or if you wanted to change, put it 8 frames and put it to 0 in the starting. Put it to 0.08, and this is what you get. Now what you're going to do is you're going to copy all of this, press Control C, file, and then go back to your other project, and you're just going to paste that in. And what I want you to do is I want you to drag this over so that it's right on top right there. What you're going to do is you're going to grab these 3 clips and make sure it's lined up with the effect, and it should look a little something like this. And make sure that the clip is trimmed down, but it's like that. I'm gonna add a little bit of film damage, so you're gonna go to open effects. In the little search bar up here, we're gonna press little magnifying glass, and we're gonna type in film. We're gonna grab the film damage, put it into the clip, go over to effects on inspector, make the film blur just a little bit less, temp shift, we don't really want it that much, and the tint can go a little bit higher. And also put a blur in. If you want it to single out the player like I did in my most recent montage, what you do is you add another clip, the same clip on top, by holding left click and holding alt at the same time and dragging it up. In this clip, you would go into the little color tab at the bottom over here, right click, add an alpha output, and grab this little blue line and put it to this little blue circle. Now what you're going to do is you're going to grab this circle and add that in, put it to where your character is, zoom out, and you're going to grab this and just shape it towards your character's body. Make sure it fits throughout the whole clip, because that would kind of suck if it doesn't. It would look pretty bad. It doesn't, so make sure that it does, and then just put the expansion like that. You have to have your effects on. Just make sure your blur is just completely out, and you can make this blur just a little bit more. It really focuses on it. I'm just going to add another clip onto this without an overedit, just with simple effects. That's pretty much it. You have your overedit. Hope you enjoyed, hope this helped, and I'll see you in the next video.